Hello everybody and welcome to the shop. The challenge that I had, and I can't really show you because I've already fixed it. So this is the handle and wand to a Kenmore Progressive canister vacuum. And the way it's supposed to work is you press this button here and the wand comes away from the handle. This button is attached to a lever, and the lever has a little pin that grabs the wand, and this lever had broken on me. I had a heck of a time getting these two pieces apart. In the future, if it ever happens to you, the pin goes down this way and it's broken on this lever here, so what you might try doing is turning it over and tapping it, and maybe you can get gravity to pull the pin out of the way and remove the wand. I had a heck of a time disassembling this. I didn't find a lot of online help. I did find some diagrams that helped a little bit. So I'm just going to put together this sort of backwards video to show you how this one comes apart and give you a few tips that I learned along the way. So hopefully, if you've got a similar problem, maybe this video will be of some use to you. I have a set of these plastic pry pieces. You can get these in an automotive store. These are handy for taking apart parts of the car, the dashboard, door skins, etc. And these helped. So here it is taken apart. I kind of muckled some of these parts and pieces a little more than I would have liked. This part came off relatively intact. Here's the slider for the on-off switch, and that engages this switch here in the board. Here's the slider for the suction control, and that engages this slider switch here that controls the speed of the motor. These pieces snap on to this piece, and I think the way to get it off was you get down here at the heel and it pops up this way. I ended up breaking this receiver tab here, so there's one on either side. This one broke, and then I broke the one over here. So out of the four of them that were there, only two of them are remaining, but I did snap this back in place and it seems to be holding pretty well. But the culprit for the adventure is this piece here, and these two pieces fit together like that, and this is basically a little fulcrum, a little seesaw, and there's a spring here that sits in here and snaps in, and as you push the button it levers up and down, and when you push it down it pulls this little hook up, and when you let go the spring pushes the heel up and it pushes this little latch mechanism down. And inside here, the latch mechanism engages the wand and latches into it here. So knowing what I know now, I may have been able to turn this upside down and perhaps tapped it with a hammer or something to jostle it. And perhaps that broken piece, this piece here, may have dropped out of the way, and maybe I could have pulled this out without disassembling it. But to replace this part, you have to disassemble it anyway. Local supply house vacuum parts store has this, and I'll go pick it up and we will reassemble. So here is the new wand release button with the original spring, and that just snaps in, and surprise surprise, seems to be working fine. So this piece snaps up in here, a couple latches, and that snaps in, and then there's a screw that's hidden by the board that goes in here. Once that screw is secured, the tip of the hose is secured to the handle, and this piece, it's got a lip over here, so this end has to go underneath the lip, and that just snaps in and is held in place with these little pieces of plastic to key it in the proper spot. Make sure none of the wires are going to be pinched. And that snaps together. And there are three screws. One goes here, here, and then there's one back in the heel here behind the hose. And I won't bore you with screwing those in. So on disassembly, I didn't have a tough time getting this gray piece separated from this white piece. You take these screws out of the back, and by using a prying tool you could get it under here, and the white piece slips over the gray piece, which you can kind of tell by looking at it. The challenge I have now, I have these two screws in here. This last screw on the heel, you can see the tip of it here. It goes up into a boss on the tip of this red piece. So the next challenge is to get the red piece to snap in. It's got a tongue on the front that goes in here, and then the thing snaps down onto it. But before I do that, I have to make sure that these switches are lined up properly. So I have the slider back the whole way, which corresponds to this piece, and the on-off switch is all the way forward, which corresponds to that switch. So in theory, and there's a tab here, this one's broken. The one over here is broken, and I have a tab back here, so there's 2 out of 4 tabs holding it on the top along with this front, and then it'll snap in back here, and there's bosses over here to key the red piece against the white piece. And that's it. She's snapped in, and let me drive this screw all the way, going through the gray, through the white, and into the red. And there we have it. And again, this whole challenge, this dust brush is actually supposed to stay on this piece, and it's released here. And then this piece has the wand slide into it, like so. And when you press down here, it releases. So we have a successful fix. Well, that's all I have, and this repair actually was pretty cost effective, and I'm pleased with how it all came out. A little disappointed it took me so long to actually get the repair done, but that's okay. And as always, I hope you got something out of the video. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, stay safe, and we'll catch up with you on the next one.